And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at the expansion for Race for the Galaxy, Xeno Invasion. Now, Race for the Galaxy has had 4 expansions so far. The first 3 all kind of worked together, and that was considered like Arc 1. Then when the second one came out, they basically said you can't use this with those first 3, so it was Arc 2 by itself. This, as far as I can tell, is Arc 3 by itself. If you use this, you have to get rid of all the cards from the first 4 expansions. Now, I picked this up for sake of completeness because, honestly, none of the expansions for Race for the Galaxy have ever really wowed me much. More cards? That's fantastic. I love Race for the Galaxy, and more cards is always an excellent thing for me. But the modules that they added were never really that exciting for me. The goals were okay. Some of the modules, like the last alien orb, I actively disliked them. And so, I don't know, I wasn't very interested going in. But you never know, might be good. Let's find out. Now this expansion comes with an optional Xeno Invasion module, which honestly, if you're not using, I don't see any reason to put this in your set. So I might as well go over that first. Xeno aliens are attacking, and their initial strength is going to be a specific number based on the number of players. You have 2, 3, 4, and 5 players. So let's say you're playing a 3-player game, their strength will start at 28. Now, players are going to get homeworlds, and there's a new homeworld that's included with this game, and so you have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and what you're going to do is you'll notice some of the worlds are blue and some of them are red. You mix the red ones, you mix the blue ones, each player gets one of each homeworld, and so you can look at it and say, which one do I want? The red worlds normally have something to do with military. So let's take a real quick look at the new homeworlds here. We have an Alien First Contact team, which gives +1 when exploring, +1 military. This is +1 military, but only against Xenos, and then +1 against alien worlds. The Rebel Cadre has a +1 military, and you can trade a good in for 2 cards. The Anti-Xeno Defense Post has +1, and it lets you discard a card from your hand to give you +1 defense against the Xenos. I'll talk about that in a moment. The Terraforming Surveyors, +2 in Explore, and when you sell cards, you get an extra 2 cards for them. I like that one. The Starry Rift Pioneers, they also have a +1 defense against the Xenos, and they can put a good on any other world during that phase. So then the Alien First Contact team, which you've already seen. So those are the different new starting worlds. But why do you need this attack against Xenos? Well, there's another reason. There's some Xeno worlds you can conquer, but you're going to make a deck of cards here, and the number of cards that go in this deck will depend on the number of players. But during round 1, the first thing that happens is there's an automatic settle. So no one needs to pick that card. It's going to happen. And there's no invasion. You just play the first round as normal. Then you flip this card over. Second round, same thing. However, in the third round, an invasion comes. Now when an invasion comes, the first thing that you will do is each player will take a look at all their worlds that provide military and Xeno military and add together. So if I had these 2 worlds, I would have a 3 total military. And maybe someone else has a 2, maybe someone else has a 0 in this game. So we track all of our military. Our total military together is 5. So I put this marker on 5. Now if this marker ever gets past this marker, then we beat the Xeno back. Hooray! But that obviously isn't going to happen on the first turn or even a few turns into the game. You'll need a lot more military than that. You'll then draw cards equal to the number of players. You'll look at the cards. The highest card goes to whoever has the highest military. So whoever had 3 would get the 2. The second highest goes to the person with the second highest military. And the third highest card, so on. If people are in the same spot, they're stacked. The top one gets it first, but then the next round you'll switch if no one's numbers change. If you beat your military, hooray! So here, blue beats 2, great. And everyone who does that gets a victory point. These don't come from the normal victory point piles, but they come from a separate victory point pile that shows that I beat on the Xenos. And if you are in last place on the military track, this is a 4-player game. So let's say in a 4-player game, if the top 3 strength military people beat the aliens, they get one of those. If the bottom military strength guy beats his alien invasion, he gets 2 tokens, in which case they would, because even a guy who is 0 can beat the -1, so he would get 2 tokens. Now, if you cannot beat them off, then you're going to have to take a world and flip that world over and put a damage token on it. That world is going to have to be fixed later on, and it's not going to provide victory points for you at the end of the game unless you get that fixed. If everybody loses to the Xeno, then you'll flip this token over, and then if you flip this token over twice, everyone's lost to the Xenos twice, the game instantly ends. Now, this probably won't happen very often. Someone's bound to go for military, but if nobody goes for military and you all lose, that will be one way to end the game. If this number here ever passes this number here, then the game also ends. And then the game can end normally if someone has 12 cards in front of them, or if someone gets the last victory point from the middle of the table has been taken. If you lose, you don't see these tokens. Otherwise, if you win, these tokens will be handed out. Whoever has the highest military strength is going to get 5 extra points. And whoever's contributed the most to the war effort gets 5 points. What does that mean? What that means is during the contribute phase, players who have a good can discard that good to move this number down 1. That gives you a victory point. Now that victory point will come from the normal victory point pile, but you'll keep those separate. You have a little token here to show that you've contributed to the war effort. You can also always get rid of cards when you're being attacked to give you +2 defense for each card that you discard. And so players are going to keep track of those points, and at the end of the game, whoever's contributed to most of the war effort through goods is going to get a bonus of 5 points. Everything else stays the same, all the rest of the points. You'll notice here, though, that these are stacked. They're 1s. When we get to 2, the numbers get higher. 1s, 2s, and 3s. 3s, there's a 7. And then when you get to the 3, they get really high numbers. The number of players +3, 9, 3, 3, 5, 4, 4, 6, 3. So you can see that the numbers can get very high, and hopefully you have enough military strength to take them down. The game comes with another set of purple cards so that you can add a 5th player if you so desire to do so. I never recommend it, but at least I can play purple now. It also comes with new produce cards for each color. These cards allow you to do the 5th phase, produce phase, but instead of the bonus being giving you to be able to add a good to a windfall world, now you can flip over 2 damaged worlds. You can always flip over damaged worlds, but normally the cost is going to be different. You'll have to pay cards from your hand or goods, but this simply lets you flip over 2 damaged worlds for free. Now we'll take a look at some of the other world cards that come with this set. These are cards, again, you can use them without playing the invasion, but a lot of them have to do with the invasion. There's some more of a lot more military worlds that are in the game. Here you can discard an alien card to get +3 against the Xeno. Here you get +1 depending on how many rebel worlds that you have, rebel military worlds. There's more uplift cards in this game, but you can see here's another 8 world that if you blow this up, that's worth 8 points. It's pretty cool, and it also gives you +3 attacking the Xenos. There are Xeno worlds. You can get the bonus with the Xeno attack. Like this +3 here does not work against normal military worlds, but it will work against Xeno worlds. And there are several. There's a Xeno Uplift world, a Xeno Imperial Mine, here's a Xeno Colony, here's a Xeno Hostage Planet, which is pretty cool artwork, by the way, Xeno Warrior Colony, a Xeno Alien Outpost, and this huge Xeno Occupied Rebel World. It gives you 7 points, +2 against Xeno Defense, and then this Mega Xeno Forward Command. It takes 9 to take it out, but gives you 9 points. Cool artwork and just cool addition to the game. Then we got some regular stuff here. We have some anti-Xeno. This is basically just a keyword that will come into play for some cards. So we have anti-Xeno Assault Troops. I like these. This is a great card. Gives you that military and Xeno military. Anti-Xeno Refugees, Anti-Xeno Militia, where you can discard cards. There's more uplift cards in this set. So you can see some of the uplift cards that are here. I like this one here, where you can discard a brown and a green for 3 points. That's a cool combination. Uplift Descendants, Uplift Terraforming, Imperial Munitions. These are some of the normal cards, I guess, that you would do. Alien Archives here will let you settle other alien planets for a pretty cheap price. Alien Weapons, Construction Core. This is just a cool card to have, where it's -2 to put technology cards out. And this also lets you flip over damaged worlds. Gives you that repair ability that you have. So whenever something's produced, it's anti-Xeno Embassy, the Galactic Clearinghouse, the Galactic Homefront. And now let's take a look at some of the 6 technologies. Here's one that gives you points for your Imperium worlds and also for your Brown worlds. Terraforming Defenders, which basically helps for terraforming worlds and for just basically production worlds in general. You'll notice these also give special abilities, which is kind of a cool, some nice ones too. Then we have the Uplift Bioengineers. This gives you points for your uplift stuff. And also you can sell your greens for 2 points in a card. The Anti-Xeno Rebel Force. This gives you points for the different Anti-Xeno cards in the game. And also gives you military strength equal to your Rebel worlds. This is the Anti-Xeno League. Another Anti-Xeno one that gives you points for this is better for Anti-Xeno. And also gives you a Xeno defense for every world you have. And then the Alien Historians, which gives you points for your Xeno military worlds you've conquered, and then some of the alien worlds. So there's some other cards that are included in the game, but this is mostly what you'll see. There's also piles of different tokens of types, mostly for damaged worlds and for victory points. And there's different tokens to show you how many points you hand out in a different player game. It's a 3-player game. That's it. Well, paint me green and call me Kermit. I am surprised here. This is, in my opinion, obviously, the best expansion for Race for the Galaxy thus far. This is the first expansion where every single thing in this expansion I will use. I haven't used the solo robot rules. I haven't used the stupid warfare module, the alien orb, even the goals I barely use in this. But the Xeno, I'll always play with that because it's easy to add. It's military. But, you know, I know some people watched it and they're like, wait a minute, it seems like they're really pushing military. They are really pushing military, which is great. I love that. Ooh, let's build up a military. But you can completely ignore military and still do your normal thing that you're doing, that producing goods and sending them out. Now, yes, it's very possible that your worlds are going to get blown up by the Xenos, but they give you a card that lets you produce, and you can still heal your worlds, whatever. We'll take the hits. We'll produce, we'll even contribute to the war effort to get extra points and possibly win those 5, which can be a game difference at the end. The new symbols are not complex. There's just the attack the Xenos and defend against the Xenos. The defending only matters when they're attacking you personally. The attacking matters for that whole number, that impulse number is what they call it, that you're trying to beat. And of course, if you're giving goods, you can knock that number down. I think that the game will end with the aliens winning. I don't think that'll happen very often. Or you beating the aliens. That will happen more likely about the same number of times that it wins with the 12 cards in the tableau or the, you know, all the victory points we've gone from the middle. And all those strategies that were in the original game are still valid, but now those people have military, and there's lots more cards for military, have like an exciting thing to do. And since every player gets a red world or a blue world to start the game, they can decide, do I want to go for military or do I want to go for the, you know, just basically spreading out and colonizing. I like this. I'm telling you, this is to me, is what I wanted the first expansion for Race for the Galaxy to be. This one is really good. I just fear that a lot of people are going to bypass it because it's expansion arc 3. It's the 5th expansion at this point, and the last one, the Alien Orb, sucked the wind out of a lot of people because it was that bad at this big game where you ran around on this alien thing, and it just wasn't Race for the Galaxy anymore. This is still Race for the Galaxy. There's a few more markers to keep track of, but it's not hard. How much military do you have? There are now Xeno worlds that you can still conquer them with military power, but you can also use the Xeno attack power too. And because you take out the other expansions, there's just the right amount of this stuff in the deck. You'll find that Deep Explorer for the 6, 7, 8 cards, there's actually a lot of Explore powers in this set. It just works together really well. Highly recommend it for me. When I play Race for the Galaxy, this is going to be one that I'm going to try to get people to play with the most, for sure. That's Race for the Galaxy, Xeno Invasion. Dice Tower Judgment, into my collection.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!